Okay, in today's lesson we're going to be looking at surface area of a cylinder. So this is going to be fairly similar to looking at our surface area of rectangular or triangular prisms. And we're going to start with this particular shape here, the cylinder. Now you'll notice it's like a Coke can or a can of tennis balls. And what we can do to find the surface area is break it into three different areas. So to start with, we've got this circle on top. And you'll notice that the circle on the bottom is the same. So we only really need to do one lot of calculations for that one. And then we're left with a rectangle in the middle. And to find the area of a rectangle, we would use the formula of length times width. Now that works out well when we have a length and a width, but in this particular example we don't have that, we're not given that calculation. But we can find the circumference of the circle on top, which would be equal to this distance here, the length. And the way we find the circumference of a circle is pi r. So 2 pi r, sorry. So that's going to be equal to this distance to here, so 2 pi r. So that's going to give us the area for all of this in here. And then we need to find the area for the circle and the circle. So moving on to our formula up the top here for surface area, we've got 2 pi r squared. So what that's saying here is that 2 pi r, that relates to finding the area of the circle. And the reason we're timesing it by 2 is we actually have two circles. And as discussed just previously, when we're looking at finding the area of our rectangle that's left over, we can use 2 pi r to find our length, and h relates to our height, so our width. So with all that information, we can actually find the surface area. Now we can factorise that, and we end up being able to use the final equation of this, 2 pi r outside of r plus h. So let's use that as our first example. So what I'm going to do to start with is just write our formula, 2 pi r outside of r plus h. So now that we've got our formula, let's look at our example, and we'll put our values in. So first unknown variable here is r, and r in this situation is equal to 3 meters, and our height is equal to 4. So pretty simple. To find the surface area, we're just going to have to plug that into our formula. I'm just going to rewrite that the first time. In subsequent questions, you can just leave this step out and jump straight into the substitution. So it equals 2 pi times r. We've set our value for r is 3, outside of 3 for r, plus our height, which is 4. Sorry, put 3 and 4. Now, if we want to at this step, we can pretty much just plug that straight into the calculator. So 2 times by pi times by 3 bracket 3 plus 4 bracket equals. So our total surface area is 131.95, rounding to the second decimal place. 131.95, and our unit of measure is meters. And if we're talking about area, we know it's going to be squared.